Am I audible? Am I audible? Who is online? Shweta, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll start in 5 minutes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Why no one has joined? Shweta, any idea?
No, sir. I
Okay.
don't have any idea about them.
Okay. We have told the class is at 6:30, right? They thought is it 6:45 or what?
No, 6:30, sir.
Yeah, we have informed that it's 6:30 only, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Anyhow, we will start. Maybe people can join. Just give me a minute.
Yes, sir.
I have uploaded the PPTs. Are they accessible?
Yes, sir, they are.
You could download them, right? The PDF format.
Yes, sir, I was able to download it.
Okay. In which tab is it visible for you people?
It was visible in PDF.
No, no. Where in that Great Olympus is it
Okay,
visible?
okay. So, like link was given in the Gmail. So from there, we were able to download it.
Okay. So you got a Gmail, right?
Yes, sir.
Fine, fine. Fine. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Gayatri has joined.
Sir, I
Okay.
thought it was at 6:45 and I was in front
I
of my
thought.
laptop.
I thought.
Again, I saw in this session now it is showing 6:30.
True. So okay, yeah, we'll start. Myself, and Shweta were waiting for 5 minutes. So yeah, we can start. Please switch on your videos unless there is any issue. Fine. Uh, so you could download the PDFs, right, Gayatri?
Sir, I just saw them.
Okay. You're busy with. Seems like you're busy with current affairs classes. Huh? Writing in Padlets. I've seen your answer. Good. Fine. All of them have written really well in Padlet.
But in real exam, will we be able to write that much?
That is a beauty. That is why the topper is at 54% only.
Sir, sir, I just if I take the liberty and ask one question. Uh, sir, from past like 3 days, I feel burnt out and I don't want to look at my laptop. I don't want to touch my books also. I want to put them on fire.
It
It is
happens. Shweta looks so innocent, but it happens with her also. So that is how UPSC is. It burns you out. What you do is, uh, it does happen that sometimes. So maybe you can attend an archaeology class. It might feel so, but jokes apart, it does happen. It does happen like that with anyone who's preparing 8 to 10 hours a day at a stretch. So what you do is just break away from all the things. Maybe if you're good at video games, play a video game. If you're good at a sport, if you have some hobby, do it completely. Matlab, just disengage with this particular thing for 1 or 2 days. And since you all are very serious aspirants, you will have that fear back of the mind. Okay, though you are not at all concentrating, maybe accept newspaper, don't do anything. Okay, after that, come back after 3 4 days. You will feel after 3 4 days your subconscious mind only pushes you. अरे 3 4 days ने मैं only newspaper किया, कुछ नहीं किया. So then that will motivate you again. Okay, that is how I used to do it. And my strategy always was, maybe it works out for few, may not work out for few, but I know this burning out happens. So that peaking at right time is something which we call, right? In cricket also we say they should peak at the right time. So don't go all guns blazing at this point of time. Your prelims is still 4 months away. If you're doing 12 to 14 hours right now, you may become complacent before prelims, right? So go slowly. See, anything natural. In my engineering days, one of my professor used to say that anything natural always follows e to the power of x. You both are engineers. You are not an engineer. You are engineer. Okay, e to the power of x. You go and Google it. What is your background, Gayatri?
I am a teacher with Navodaya Vidyalayas.
Oh, Jawahar Navodaya.
Yes, and I mean I just I did not get appointed, but yes, I did my interview and
Wonderful. One of the very good schools, right? They have very stringent admissions and all. It's a residential school, 6 to 10th. And in fact, from 1 to 10, it is residential only,
+2 till +2.
up to +2. Okay. So which district, Jawahar Navodaya?
No, sir, results are out, but I don't know my posting yet. I don't know where I'll be posted.
Okay. So where were we? Yeah, peaking at the right time, and don't burn out at this point of time, so that during anything should be natural. So e to the power of x curve, if you see, it goes on. It goes with a steady pace, not like a spike. It's not like you do 14 hours one day and then feel burnt out the other day. Uh, you do only 4 or 5 hours, but with lot of concentration. Put your phone off. Don't look at Telegram, WhatsApp, or something for 4 hours. Go at a stretch, okay, and then finish off what you want to, and then come back to your phone or whatever it is. Okay. Many toppers do say we were away from Telegram, WhatsApp for 3 months. It is okay if Gopi Chand says about PV Sindhu, but not about UPSA guys. I've seen people coming out of exam and straight away looking into for smartphones. So it's you cannot avoid social media because Telegram is one of the biggest source of a lot of materials are coming in Telegram and all. You don't want to lose out, but at the same time, don't join every group. Free mock series, free answer writing. Chalo, click it. Oh, 2,500 members already there. What should we do? Join. Someone comes with free essay writing. Chalo, join. And don't start looking everything. XYZ organize XYZ Institute, Daily Hindu. They'll underline. They'll give everything. Okay, this is good. Someone says I'll give Indian Express. Someone say I'll give free Vision IAS material. So just calm down and confine your materials. Don't
Paper
go.
and one magazine. That's all. Paper and one magazine.
Magazine also maybe, yeah, if you're preparing full time, that's good. Magazine, you mean to say Vision IAS and like that?
Which magazine you suggest, sir?
No. Magazines means people do read Kurukshetra, Yojana.
I don't read. I just see the boxes in them. That's all.
No, when you get a rank, you should refer all the things. Okay. You should say I read Yojana. One Yojana comes on one topic. Okay, cottage industries, one complete yojana. Do you think anyone will read 75 pages on cottage industries, khadi industries? So, uh, have so that's what have some one page write up for each topic. That's all. You read so much and you need to write 150 words.
Sir, suppose a question is on like, I was just doing my answer, one of the answer I was writing. Infrastructure has a multiplier effect on anything. Comment. The only fact I had with me was 1% investment in infrastructure will result in 2% growth in GDP and 1.3. This is what I have had background, and I've stretched. Sir, but I know the normal things, how it will be happening for the social benefits of it and all that. I could cover two sides, but except that fact and one phrase that golden goose that goose that lays golden eggs, that much only I know. But when I see the synopsis, they give so much way to. I got worried that how will I remember all those points and
See, everything should be multi. For example, if you take this infrastructure answer only, so what you know the fact will be your introduction. Okay, as per XYZ report, or else according if you don't remember the report, say according to recent report or recent survey, infrastructure 1% investment will reflect 2% in GDP. Okay, then you see the question tag. These days they are giving special question tags. Like if the question tag is about critically examine or critically comment, gives you give pros and cons. If they say elucidate means you try to expand, right? Then you say, even in all the answers irrespective of the question tag, you always give the other side of the answer also. Okay, even if they are asking that infrastructure is the heart of the economy, justify. So you give 10 points justifying that, and you then say the infrastructure, then you give completely different angle saying that infrastructure should be sustainable, it should not come at the cost of environment. So, it sounds really innovative, right? So the question is on infrastructure, but you're speaking on environment also. You're saying infrastructure development should not be at the cost of environment, or rapid infrastructure should not lead to disasters like Tapovan project. So you're linking something to the current affairs also. Though the question is about benefits of infrastructure, then benefits of infrastructure you are writing, and you can also write about how the this what do you call BOT model has failed regarding the highways, how the PPP partnerships could not take off. Okay, these are the lacunae. But then you can, in the positives, you can write about NIMS, National Infrastructure Manufacturing Zone, and the pool which the government has created, 10,000 crores of fund. Okay, how, and then some from current affairs you can bring how an oil company is going to create a special, this thing in India, and how it will directly impact the demographic dividend and infrastructure investment is nothing but capital formation. So if your capital is increasing, capital formation is increasing, your demographic dividend will increase. So try to relate as many facts, everything we know. It's only that when we speak like this, we tend to remember so much. But in exam, when you have only 6 minutes to answer the question, so that's where it comes by practice. Give more number of marks. Sweta, you also keep writing lot of answers. Okay. So I have seen both of your scripts with regard in the Telegram. I had the access of previous chat also. So I just saw the answer sheets. Both of you are writing really good in anthropology. I would say that because considering that you are still 7 months or 8 months away from the mains, and the quality is really good. Just focus on the feedback which Mohan sir is giving you. And in anthropology also, you write multi-dimensional answer. At least I followed it. So I'm just waiting my result. If I can get very good marks in anthropology, then probably I can also start a Telegram group, or you know speak with much more confidence if my methods and methodologies really worked out. Okay, fine. So I think people have not joined. Good. They can always watch it offline. So we'll come back to archaeology. It's a very important topic again today. Mesolithic age. So what happens is with every phase of archaeology, there are certain important elements. Like in Paleolithic, if you see, the divisions of Paleolithic was very important. Upper Paleolithic, Middle Paleolithic, and Lower Paleolithic. Sorry, vice versa. Lower, Middle, and Upper Paleolithic. How it was categorized, what was the difference, and regarding Paleolithic culture throughout the world, the information is probably very less because you are talking about age of 1 lakh years old, right? So your excavation should be so strong that you are able to find artifacts of 1 lakh years old. So throughout the world, the information regarding Paleolithic age is very minimal. Whatever we could study through archaeology and all. And over a period of time, we could get some good artifacts to explore these cultures and then, yeah, know about it. So when it comes to Mesolithic age and Neolithic age, so the main thing is the first part is the definition. Okay, Meso means middle. Okay, again lithic means stone age. So Paleolithic was old stone age, Mesolithic is middle stone age. And if you see, the most important thing is the entire Paleolithic age was Pleistocene era. From here we are starting a new era called Holocene. Okay, till date, even today, we are calling the present era as Holocene only. Of course, recently scientists have said we are entering Anthropocene. That has to be internationally recognized, but still we are in Holocene. So from 10,000 BC onwards, we have entered a new climatic pattern. And if you see, I'm just going back to this slide which we discussed in last class also. Here, so this is Holocene, right? So what is the time period? Holocene is from 10,000 BC to 5,000 BC. Okay. Oh, sorry. Just, it's not Holocene. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, Mesolithic period broadly is between 10,000 BC to 5,000 BC. Okay. So conditions during Mesolithic age. Can you just read out, Sweta?
Yes, sir. Conditions during Mesolithic age went through various changes like increasing aridity in the soil, heavy rains during summer monsoon, and dry winters.
So what do you understand from this statement?
Like there was a change in the soil type, and the conditions are suitable for agriculture.
Okay, what else? So we are nearing more towards the present day. Even the present day we have the similar climate, heavy rains during summer monsoons and dry winters,
Yes, sir.
right? So we are as the ice melted, more and more land got exposed. Okay, more and more land was suitable for cultivation. Okay, so it the climate also became more conducive, right? So you are entering a phase where from extreme climates, now the climate and weather are becoming more supportive towards human evolution, right? So you can use these concepts in your physical anthropology also when you're talking about Homo sapiens. So Homo sapiens also, see, anything is a combination. So that is what we call, right, biocultural evolution. So what is biocultural evolution? With biology only our cultural evolves. Okay, since we are having a brain of 1400 cc capacity, that's why we are storing so much, we are processing so much of data, and that's why we are so intelligent species on the earth. If you see, Homo erectus or Australopithecus, they had around 400, 500 cc of brain size. So that's why they could not evolve. If we are today having our, erect posture, if you are able to do the fist like these, chimpanzees cannot do like this. Okay, chimpanzees have a palm of like this. They cannot, they cannot make it completely like this. They cannot hold properly. So all these evolution happened because of conducive climate also. In fact, you have a chapter in your physical anthropology saying that the adjustment with regard to extreme climates, you know that it is called ecological anthropology. Anyhow, coming back to here, so if you see,
1.7.
yeah, so it is like more of present day climate. We are nearing towards present day climate. And then warm period after melting of ice, glacial and interglacial. Okay, so we were trying to enter warm warm period. Sorry, just got cut. So warm period after melting of ice, glacial and interglacial. Okay, you understood what does it mean? So during Paleolithic age, the ice glacier started melting, right? So by the time we came to Mesolithic age, the climate became more and more warm, right? Okay, next. So this is a tool technology. So just to inform you before we proceed in the class, the two important aspects of Mesolithic age are, one is Mesolithic tools and the second one is Mesolithic art. Okay, Mesolithic tools are important because they are called microliths. Okay, we'll discuss what are microliths. And art is important because such kind of art was first of its kind. Though we see some kind of art in Paleolithic age, it was very raw form, as we call them petroglyphs. Okay, but now in Mesolithic age, you find some advanced form of arts with regard to Mesolithic age. So, what are the various tools you used? Bones, blade, knives, chisel, triangle, borin, dagger, and points. Okay, you see the tools. Are you able to see the difference in the tools between Paleolithic and Mesolithic age? Paleolithic age, we did see the tools, right? The tools were just, flaked tools. We exactly call them flaked.
They're sophisticated somewhat.
Exactly. You take a stone and flake it off. There are many techniques of flaking. One is called Levallois technique, one is called Acheulean technique, one is called Odovan technique. You have different techniques of flaking, but all the things are flaked tools only. But here there is a combination of items, like you are using a stone with a bone, okay? You using a sharp object like a blade with regard to a bone. So these are more advanced tools, okay? See, guys, just read it out.
Mesolithic tools were essentially sharpened wood bones or antlers studded with tiny chips of stone.
Right? Is it clear? So this is very clear. If you see, this seems to be some antlers, you know, what do you call it?
Horn. Horn.
Horn, right? So
Horn.
so a horn is mixed with some stone, right? So a combination of bone and stone, horn and stone. Okay, and if you see the sharpness, this kind of sharpness was not visible during the Paleolithic age. So seems to be some advancement with regard to the tools. Okay, so these are the various tools. Just see the shapes and sizes. Almost all the tools are sharply pointed, which was not the case during Paleolithic age. Okay, and most famous tools are these tools, triangle and trapezoids, which were used along with some kind of bone, sticks. Okay, and you for the first time see the evolution of sickle also. And this is one important tool, harpoon. Okay, these are the various tools. Okay, before we enter this, just so far any doubts with regard to what we have discussed? Tool technology, small tools. Okay, fine. Let's come to microliths. What are microliths? So basically microliths mean tools which are used, which are in the dimensions of 1 centimeter to 5 centimeter. They are made of different stones like chalcodony, quartzite, chert or jasper. Okay, those are miniature versions of upper Paleolithic tools, right? Agreed? The same chopper now is of a small size. Okay, and there are combinations of geometric and non-geometric shapes. Okay, so what are the uses of such tiny tools? Okay, so that they might be used in daily lives. Okay, even today we use very small tools in our daily lives like knives. Okay, knives are the miniature version of swords, right? We don't use a sword to cut carrot. So knives is an evolution from a sharp object of sword, right? So maybe sword was the first kind of evolution which was a sharp object which was used to cut something. So with today we have knives. So knives we use it in our daily life. Similarly, a 2 centimeter or 3 centimeter triangle sharp tool must have been used definitely in household, either to extract some meat or to cut some part of the flesh, right? That might be its implications, right? Some tools may be tools by themselves, while others might have been used in a more complex or composite tools. Example, blades and arrowheads, right? Arrowheads can be used along with a bone or a stick and made into a axe. Right? Arrowhead is like this. You attach a bone or this thing, it becomes an axe, right? It can be used. So arrowhead itself is a tool, and it is used into making much more complicated tool called axe. And the
Sir,
most,
sir,
yeah,
the bone part would be the handling part, and the tool would be the stone.
yeah, you can see here. See, they have tied stone like this, right? So this is the part which is actually, see, this is made from this stone. This is the raw stone. From there, if you see previously in Paleolithic, they just chopped off this and made it into tool. But now from year to year, it's much more work, right? It's almost looking like a modern day tool. And the most important part of the microliths is extensive use of blade technology. Please mention this point in whichever answer you write about Mesolithic, because Mesolithic and microliths are like they go together. If you have been asked even Mesolithic art also, just try to mention there some one line about Mesolithic and microliths. In fact, in art also you can write that.
Paintings are also small size and
No,
Mesolithic.
not paintings. In paintings also they have drawn tools.
But paintings I have read in Nitin Singhani or
Okay.
something. Paintings are also of small size in Mesolithic.
Small size compared to Paleolithic, but they are quite big. Okay, if you see Bhimbetka caves, you just Google and see the Bhimbetka caves. In fact, in Bhimbetka caves, most of the paintings belong to Mesolithic period only. Okay, in Mesolithic age, they have used a special of course, chalcodony was used in Paleolithic age also, but when it comes to Mesolithic age, there was extensive use of chalcodony. Why? Okay, why chalcodony was used more is chalcodony as a material in making tools was more flexible. For example, to make it from here to here, you need lot of flaking, right? You need to remove lot of the part. So if it's a hardcore granite, okay, for you to remove so much of tool is very difficult. But it seems for chalcodeny, this chopping or this flaking was quite easy. Okay, so that's why chalcodeny, if you see this, you this just see the second point. Compared to other rocks, chalcodeny has high water content and fibrous grain structure. These qualities make it easy to control flaking, right? So control flaking and to make standardized tools, especially small ones. So chalcodeny was useful in making controlled flaking. So I hope you are able to visualize. You take a big granite, you start flaking. Okay. Uh, Shilpam, you know Shilpam, right? Shilpam, or what do we call it in English?
Actually,
Sculpture. Hmm?
okay. Okay, sculpture, statue, I think.
Sculpture. So if you take a hardcore stone and try to sculpture it, okay, if that stone is extremely hard, you cannot get the desired shape you want, right? But if you want the exact shape of the sculpture using that technique of chiseling, then you need to have that stone also should have some kind of flexibility. That is what chalcodeny is providing. And hence, if you see during Mesolithic age, there are more and more number of chalcodenic tools. See, these points I'm telling you, I have also read many textbooks. In many textbooks, Mesolithic is monotonous. These points I have done research in 2 or 3 textbooks. I have tried to cut down your work. Each and every point is a very, very good point when it comes to answer. Please try to make 1 or 2 pages notes for all the cultures, read them, mug up extensively, and just reproduce. When you write them, they look very fresh. Though archaeology, everyone writes the answers, but if you say chalcodeny is used during Mesolithic age, everyone writes. The tool technology may everyone writes quartzite, chalcodeny, cherds. But when you say an extra point, saying that during Mesolithic age, chalcodeny was used extensively because of its more water content and fibrous grain structure, which could actually help the people to have controlled flaking. Right? It's like, oh wow, everyone is reading some XYZ topper's textbook. So this girl must have read from Upendra Singh, because Upendra Singh is read by history optional people. Okay, so very good content. So this is from Upendra Singh. Okay, so right, the main part of, so far any questions regarding tools? Okay,
No, sir.
I have dedicated lot of slides, around 4 or 5 slides to depict Mesolithic paintings. Okay, before we get into that, just see those paintings once. Okay, try to practice them on a white paper. After seeing that paintings, we'll acknowledge that Mesolithic painters are far better than, far better than us. Okay, I'll just show you that. So these paintings, even now, I cannot draw. Okay, in 21st century also, they drew these on rocks in Bhimbetka caves and all. So you need to reproduce 1 or 2 paintings from this. Forget about this painting. I'll never be able to do this, at least myself. If one of you or some of you can do this, it would be really innovative for a 10 marker or a 20 marker, because Mesolithic art is a favorite question of UPSC examiner. Okay, so when you're speaking about art, you can say there were there were people like, in single line and all you can say, but quite good artists they are. I cannot draw them even today. So see, you can easily know that this fellow has got a bow, Okay, this is a deer. So my advice or suggestion would be to practice few of them. That's the reason I am bringing so many slides on art, because Mesolithic art, see, Mesolithic mein what can they ask you? Either they can ask you world sites, either they can ask you what are microliths. You visualize, after listening to a topic, you will come to know what are the questions they can ask me. So hardly three or four questions. And for overall archaeology, you will have some 20 questions. If you take Harappa, okay, in Harappa they can play around with so many questions, max to max 25 questions. Even if he cries, cribs and all, he cannot get more than 25 questions in archaeology. He can only change the wording, that's all. So Sunil has joined as per Indian time. Sunil, you can switch on the video.
Sir, actually, I forgot the timing.
It's okay, okay. So so the online gives you wonderful option of going back, coming forward, pausing, uh, zooming out. Okay. Live classes में दिक्कत है. In live classes, you have a problem. So
Sir, is there zooming facility also? Because I cannot zoom.
I don't know, I was just referring because this great Olympus, when Mohan sir first asked me when I was taking it, I also did lot of R&D on it. So then when I was given teacher access, then I am doing lot of R&D. I uploaded your material, then went to students, but I'm not in this course. So I just saw, okay, I got an email with 2 attachments. I said, okay, yeah, that was a eureka moment. I could upload some material. Okay. You got the PDF, right, Sunil? Happy?
I didn't check, but I must have got.
I have even used a watermark here. It comes as Nishanth. Archaeology by
Oh
Nishanth.
my God. So I have to see that.
No, it's not a watermark like that. It's on the bottom. Fine. So, fine. So, art forms, lifestyle, and culture, right? This is something which is important. Mesolithic was, like Paleolithic age. It was also an hunter-gatherer society. Okay. So, don't get confused. Uh, Even in Mesolithic age, by and large, the Homo sapien was hunter and gatherer. But come to the second point, there are some evidences of domestication of animals. Okay, domestication of animals. What is the difference between a wild plant and a domesticated plant, or a wild animal or a domesticated animal? Anyone?
It listens to you.
It listens to you as okay. Uh-huh.
I
We
mean,
can use wild. Okay, go on.
no, they're tamed. Domestic
We
animals are
can use
tamed.
them anytime we want. I mean, we don't have to go for lookout.
मतलब यूज एनी एटीएम मशीन थोड़ी है.
See, like we can have milk, we can have flesh or whatever, whenever we want. And I
Access
mean,
is all time.
yeah.
Okay. What else, Shweta?
I was also saying the same point. They can be used for various resources.
See, domesticated animals. Just try to visualize. What are the kind of animals we are domesticating? Are we domesticating leopards?
Docile animals. Yes.
Huh?
Docile animals. Yes.
Docile animals. Okay. Okay. So that docile doesn't mean even the wild buffaloes are not.
Herbivores.
No, not herbivorous.
We are
See,
domesticating
there is
herbivores.
some kind of benefit for us by domesticating these animals, right?
It's converting the food calorie, converting the
Exactly.
vegetation into
You
fat.
you either have the option of having their milk, their meat, their leather. Okay. If you read a book called what is that book? Homo sapiens by book.
Harari. Harari.
Huh? Harry,
Harari.
Harry, Harry. So he gives.
Harari or Harry. I don't know what is his name.
I forgot the other's name, but he gives you the beautiful case study of how the wheat was domesticated. Wheat. Wheat was a wild crop once upon a time. Okay, how it became the most staple crop of the world. Okay, so there is a story linked to it. So it was a very wild shrub or bush, something of that sort. And then when it got domesticated, there was a lot of, adjustments even the crop makes. Similarly, when an animal is domesticated, it tends to lose certain characteristics, right? For example, if you see a wild buffalo and a domesticated buffalo, as you said, domesticated buffalo is docile, it is harmless. Wild buffalo is much more ferocious. Okay, so there are some evidences of domestication. That means, apart from hunting animals, man or the early part of humans also used animals for other purposes, right? That's what we can conclude. And then what it says, different levels of sedentariness reflecting permanent, semi-permanent establishments. Okay, different levels of sedentariness. So that means basically hunter-gatherer societies are they tend to move in bands. Okay, they tend to move throughout the year, but so they are not at all sedentary. Sedentary means stationing at one place. So they are basically not at all sedentary. But when it comes to from Paleolithic to Mesolithic age, you are finding some patterns of sedentariness. That means though they are hunter gatherers, they are trying to stay at one point of time at one place for a longer point of time. Understood, Sunil? So they are trying to stay at a place for more point of time. So that's why you have this concept of domestication of animals, right? So the pottery has been absent at most of the places except in sites like Langnaj. Okay, we'll discuss about Langnaj, a very, very, very important site, and one more favorite question of UPSC. Okay, so Mesolithic age doesn't have pottery. Okay, if Langnaj is having evidences of pottery, it need not be belonging to Mesolithic age as such. We can conclude or we can say that Mesolithic age doesn't have any pottery as such. Okay.
Sir, if this comes as a question in prelims, what to do, sir?
Prelims questions
Like,
are always great.
no,
You
if Mesolithic has
should,
pottery or not.
yeah, it came right. Harappans knew horses or not.
Horse, yes, sir. I know the concept of Satkajandur and Satkador, fossils and terracotta horse.
Sarkodata in Gujarat, that some idiot, or sorry, we should not call anyone idiot. Okay, some fellow wrote that Sarkodata has horse fossils.
And
Oh yeah,
terracotta figurine. Terracotta figurine
terracotta
also.
figurine. Uh, these are
I,
always tricky.
and
See,
no, sir, in one of the tips also I
what was
read,
the final key of that, by the way?
horse is not known.
So we can say that pottery is not known, because that much from my experience of history and archaeology I can tell, because I still remember, yeah, that year I marked as horse is not known. Because see, we have studied dating techniques, right?
Yes.
When you go with relative dating techniques at this level and this level, so level A and level B, so level B might be related to Mesolithic, level A might be related to Neolithic. So in Neolithic, you definitely have pottery. That all knows. So, but this site, Langanach, for example, is basically a Neolithic site. Let's assume that means the amount of evidence available at level B is quite significant to declare it as a Mesolithic age. But just because when you have dug so much, you must have encountered something of pottery at this place doesn't mean that this and this belong to same age. Understood? So let's go by our basic understanding that because we have not studied that pottery, because even the first form of pottery was wheel made, right? It was not the raw form of pottery. Right from near, huh?
Isn't it handmade, sir? First is wheel made only
Wheel
directly.
made.
Okay.
Okay, so pottery we don't have during Mesolithic age. That much we can conclude. Okay.
If we say absolutely not found means then how can you prove we can think on that lines and that this
No,
prelims
now you are becoming an examiner, UPSC paper setter. So absolutely not known. See, absolutely not. No one can give absolutely not known with regard to prehistory and history also, because there are so much uncertainties. Okay, even for Harappa also. That's what in my first class I said, right? When you write answers also, right?
probably and
Probably. Okay, when you write probably, that makes much more sense and shows lot of maturity, because this is something dynamic, right? Till 2015 we were thinking that Mohenjo-daro and Harappa are the two largest sites of Harappan culture. But then came your Rakhigarhi. Suddenly some five mounds came up and then Rakhigarhi was declared as the biggest site. Okay, so if you're still saying in 2015 that Mohenjo-daro is the largest site, gone, right? So though by and large the subject of archaeology or history is static, I don't think it is that static also, because people are doing MAs, PhDs, and they are doing some research on these things. So it's unfair to say that they are not doing anything. Okay, fine. So you see the next important point. There was increase in population due to favorable climatic conditions and technology innovations. So what are the technology innovations here? Microliths again, right? The tools have been much more smaller. Okay, one more very important aspect of tools being smaller is they're easily carried. They can be carried. For example, if you have to carry a tool of gas cylinder size, which is called a borer or a scraper, compared to a small hand axe, okay, so you'll obviously prefer the small tool, right? So the tool innovations, and also we have studied, we have just seen in the first half of our class that the climatic conditions became more and more favorable. Okay, you have uh, wet summers and dry winters, which was becoming more favorable towards. So you are now moving towards that sedentary lifestyle. From typical hunter gatherer, you are coming down to domestication of animals. In Neolithic, you will see that you have started even domestication of plants. Okay, so that is how we have evolved. And finally, now we are in concrete jungles. So from normal jungles to concrete jungles, that is our evolution. So from green jungles to concrete jungles is our evolution. Okay,
One thing. So
yeah,
we domesticated animals first, then we domesticated plants.
okay.
So, that is my understanding, right?
Yes, plants domestication started only in Neolithic age, and that was the downfall of human race. The moment plants domestication started, sedentary lifestyle started, and then came up your beautiful civilizations, Mesopotamia, Harappa, what not, the first form of urbanization, Harappa. Once you started plants domestication, then first was the subsistence economy, and the second part you started producing surplus. The moment you had surplus, gone.
had
Okay.
we not had surplus, we would not have this UPSC exam. Nothing.
Ah. So,
Happily hunting
as per
animals and
Paleolithic age, myself and Sunil used to hunt, and then Shweta and Gayatri used to gather the meat, right? That was roles during Paleolithic age, right? Men used to hunt, and then women used to gather, and then Mm, right. So hunter-gatherer society also is an egalitarian society. You must have learned about it already through Mohan sir's classes. So there is no stratification, no division. Okay, and
Lots of
now
leisure.
more and more articles are coming in the recent past. If you see, which show actually that hunter-gatherers had lot of free time. Okay, today for us 24 hours are also very difficult. 2 hours न्यूज़पेपर हिंदू फिर उसके बाद फ्रेंड कॉल करेगा अरे मैं इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में एक अच्छा आर्टिकल पढ़ा चलो अभी इंडियन एक्सप्रेस निकालो एंड उसका नोट्स बनाओ उसका अंडरलाइन करो नहीं तो उसको स्क्रीनशॉट लो इफ यू आर इन ऑन दी पीसी यू टेक ए स्क्रीनशॉट क्रिएट ए फोल्डर आफ्टर 1 मंथ यू रियलाइज अरे बाप रे इतने फोल्डर है इसमें एक ही पढ़ा आज तक हाँ and then no free time 24 hours then you feel oh 24 hours are not sufficient god give me 2 more hours for sleep so hunter gatherers in fact had lot of time okay so they did have lot of time for them they had only one thing key they had to hunt something they had to gather the flesh they had to eat and then relax they did not have fridge right to store some idli pindi for 10 days. Okay. They could not have the storage mechanism. Fine. Right. You see the last point again. There are some evidences of settlement agriculture at Chopani Mando. Okay. Evidences of settlement, sorry. Evidences of settlement, not agriculture. Agriculture was not there. Agriculture is a very high-end term. Okay. Agriculture is a extremely posh word for domestication of plants. Okay. Some evidences of settlement at Chopani Mando. You note down these important sites like Langnaj, Chopani Mando, and few more sites will do. Okay. See again. Evidences of wild and domesticated animal bones at Mesolithic sites. Example Bhagor. Bhagor is also very important Mesolithic site. Okay. It is near Rajasthan. Preeti did not join us. Okay. So Bhagor. Okay. Food had some varieties. Okay. Compared to Paleolithic age, they had some varieties, and swamp deer was hunted extensively. And in some places, fish was also eaten. And one more also hog deer. Hog deer also they have eaten. And there was availability of food throughout the year because the population was still not that much high for which our this thing could not support. So far, any doubts, Sunil?
Okay.
Sir, in other books, if I see that Mesolithic art, it is simple, like Warli painting, the triangles, it is not like that. It is somewhat complicated.
This
In
is
Nitin
complicated.
Singhania,
Nitin
no, it
Singhania.
was like more of like
Nitin
Warli
Singhania,
paintings, the triangles and circles. That's all.
like this, you mean to say.
This earlier you showed.
Tools, huh?
Not tool set, just
This one. This one.
no, first class, I think. No, sir, I'm talking about painting.
Okay.
Painting.
No, Mesolithic art is very famous because it involved a lot of different colors also. For the first time, there were color combinations.
Hunters and
Yeah.
red
So,
for hunters,
red for hunters, green for this thing, gatherers.
dancers or something.
Hmm. So, these, Sunil, I was just telling ki try to practice some of these drawings, or we should call art, okay, art, uh, and try to reproduce in a 10 marker exam. Okay, 10 marker question, or in fact 20 marker question also. Okay, whichever you find it very easy. Probably this is the most easiest thing. to draw. Okay, so they have drawn literally a buffalo. So very skillful people.
Heads
Okay.
are like cashew nuts.
Hmm?
Their heads are like cashew nuts.
You mean to say here?
Uh,
Okay. So that is one good way of remembering how to draw. Okay. Cashew nuts followed by a hairband. Uh,
for S shape something like two or
so
S.
actually, when you draw this, no, you score an extra mark. That's all. It's not like if you don't draw, your answer is incomplete and all. But ultimately, we are all chasing that marks, right? So when you draw these kind of anything related or very nearby, okay, we cannot be Mesolithic painters, right? Go back and draw with that much geometry and all. But they are easy if you practice for 1 or 2 times. Or all these figures, at least try to remember 2 or 3 figures. Okay.
They drew the blood spilling also. See in that deer thing. Is that blood spilling only, no sir?
Yeah, this is an arrow, arrow, na?
Uh, uh,
Arrow and the blood spilling. So very innovative they were. Definitely better than present day canvas paintings. Unless you have the brain of Picasso to pick up what exactly it means. Okay. So, right. So, what is the importance of these paintings? Okay, you can draw these fishes also. Fish is something which we are drawing right from our childhood, so you can draw these. So, luckily, their fishes and our present day fish drawings are same. So, at least in this aspect, we did not evolve so much, right? So, so, takeaways from these paintings are they are extensive rock paintings. Okay, you can also call petroglyphs. Okay, any rock painting you can call them as petroglyphs. Okay, now you come to color. White and red used very often. Okay, so how were the colors derived? Okay, colors were derived from minerals mixed with water, animal fat, egg white, iron oxide, limestone, chalcodony, etc. So not like present day artificial colors, okay, chemical colors. These are all very natural way of deriving the colors, and through these colors they have painted. So really a significant achievement 10,000 years back, right? So that we need to respect. All said and done, if someone has painted this wonderfully at 10,000 years back, so that definitely becomes important to study. So then, right, the paintings mostly were dominated by hunting scenes. Okay, you can add that point also. Key uh, hunters were in red, right? Hunters were in red. What was in green?
dancers.
Dancers. Okay, it's given in Nitin Singhani, I think. Okay, so paintings mostly dominated by hunting scenes. Okay, animals are painted in caves. What are the animals painted? Gaur. Gaur is nothing but a form of
Buffalo.
buffalo only. Huh? Gaur,
Wild buffalo.
yeah, gaur, rhino, elephant, antelope, squirrels, fish. These points look very simple, but these are the points you have to write in the answer. Okay. In archaeology, don't try to innovate anything. Right? These small points, paintings of elephant, antelope, squirrel, fish, etc., are found in Mesolithic age. That's tick 1 mark. Okay. And very importantly, no evidence of snake paintings. Okay. Maybe I don't know why at times snakes were not there, or don't know, we don't know, but there is no evidence of snake paintings. Some of them, some of these can be, or can maybe, I hope some of these will be useful in your prelims. Okay, the points which we are discussing. So different colors used for different activities, as we rightly discussed just now. For hunting, it was red. For dancing, it was green. Okay, different colors were used for different activities, maybe to differentiate. Okay, if you see this point, I've intentionally included lot of hunting scenes at Bhimbetka, sometimes wearing masks and sometimes herd scenes. So whenever there was corona, they were with masks, and without corona, they were in herds. Huh? So, so masks also has come back after 10,000 years. Maybe 5,000 years later, next generation will also study our current day photographs and say, like how Mesolithic, that Anthropocene people used to wear masks.
They would
Fine.
be naming, they wouldn't be calling it Anthropocene then.
It is Anthropocene only, right? We are destroying the climate. You are not audible.
We are calling it Anthropocene, but who come after our destruction, they might be calling something. They might
Okay.
not be associated with anthropology, anthro term only.
Right. So a lot of hunting scenes at Bhimbetka, sometimes wearing masks and sometimes in herds. Okay. And some paintings also depict wearing of ornaments. Okay, ornaments here doesn't mean that they are wearing these uh, beautiful gold chains and all. Some kind of very raw ornaments made of eggshells, ostrich eggs. Okay. Last before class, we have seen, right, small round ornaments made of ostrich egg found in Bhimbetka caves. So those were the raw form of ornaments they were trying to wear. Vishal has just joined. So Vishal, you can switch on the video.
Yes, sir. I
Yeah.
seem to have missed the message and I was out somewhere.
Okay. I
And
was just
I
trying to refer to you as you are Telugu, right? In Telugu movies, police is there. They come at the after hero and villain fight is over, they just come and take the villain and they go off.
so I'll do CCTV review, sir, after this class.
No issues. I posted a message in the Telegram group also, because sometimes mail may go into spam or something. I don't know. So Telegram
I
message was
I
seen.
I tend to check my emails mostly. So Telegram, I may have missed this particular channel. I was
Telegram में
following.
आया. I got a
Ah,
message
yeah,
from
yeah.
email. Email में I got it.
Email again. I must have missed it, sir.
Okay. Because email also I do a double check. I try to join this through my email only. So that I just want to confirm if you click you are coming to class or going to some other website. So I don't log in through Great Olympus. I come through email and then click it. So straight away it guides to the class. Fine. So a lot of hunting scenes, some paintings depict wearing ornaments. Here ornaments means very raw form of ornaments. Hunters sometimes accompanied by dogs. So this is also a proof of domestication. Right, Sunil? Okay. So a dog has been domesticated, now you can confidently say, from 10,000 years back. So dog is said to be one of the best companion of humans, right? So there are very emotional videos of dogs, how they react when their owners, abandon them sometimes, or their owners during floods and also very good videos. Of course, I'm not that great pet lover, but dogs are good companions of humans. So hunters sometimes accompanied by dogs. So you can see X-ray type paintings depicting inner organs like fetus, etc. So if you see these paintings also, they look like X-ray models only, right? So they are inside the deer. They are depicting some kind of abdomen, and this arrow is going and striking that, and there is a blood. Okay, so they are trying to uh, imagine, imagine. So in paintings, men's hair is loose and women's is braided. Wow, 10,000 years back, braided hair. So, handprints and fingerprints. Okay, even today on public walls, we tend to do this. So, there is a lot of culture continuity from Mesolithic age to present age. So, that fashion of giving handprints, fingerprints is still there. Right. There, there seems to be some kind of division of labor on basis of gender. Example in Bhimbetka. Okay, it was there even during Paleolithic age, right? Your men were hunters and women were gatherers. So similar kind of division of labor. Division of labor doesn't mean stratification, please. Okay, don't get confused. Division of labor can be two friends. They may be saying, boss, you do this, I'll do that. That can be division of labor. Here, women may not be inferior just because they are gathering. Okay, because it is about the biological factors which the man enjoys of being more muscular. They might go and hunt an animal. So there is only division of labor, no stratification. These are all egalitarian societies, including Harappa. Of course, Harappa is sometimes called chiefdom, that we'll discuss during Harappa. There is one theory which calls Harappa a chiefdom. Okay, so you know the difference, right? Egalitarian, chiefdom, state, and then the highest form is nation. Nation is a very recent idea, maybe 200 years old, that's all. But still we take a lot of passion in the word nation. So good. Nation is a very recent idea. And you know it, right? All of you? It's just 200 years old. Till 18th century, hardly there were any nation, including India was not known as India. So some dancing scenes. So dancing scenes maybe since I'll just add based on what Gayatri told in green color. Okay, so that we'll not miss it out. In green color, what was this thing? Some point was supposed to be added or right. In Europe, the paintings are in dark areas. Okay, when you are comparing world sites, you can say this. Okay, in Europe, dark areas, while in India, the paintings are in well lit areas. That means, to explain you clearly, see, these paintings are more often than not in the caves, right? So in the caves, the entry part of the cave is obviously well lit. But if you go deeper, okay, deeper, there is no sunlight there. So what happened? It so happened that in India, the caves, in the entrance of the caves, there are more paintings. In European areas, the paintings are in the deeper side, in the inside. Okay. So maybe we can say this is just my guess. In European caves, maybe European countries were a lot more cooler. So people had to go much more inside to be warm and all. That might be the reason. Okay, this is just an observation across the Mesolithic age. So India, it's a tropical country, right? So maybe you need not go inside the cave to be warm and all, especially in Bhimbetka caves. Okay. Now, very important. So this dimension you should write whenever you are writing about Mesolithic art. Why paintings? Okay. Why does someone require to paint a hunter-gatherer society? So
Humans inherently have this aesthetic sense.
yeah, that can be a part of evolutionary this thing. Argument humans are having this aesthetic sense, which we also called as they want to express their creative urge, right? They want to express their creative urge. That's what you're doing on your padlets. Okay, so you want to express your creative urge. So that is what humans are. And in fact, this particular creative urge we use in the best way in mains exam. Okay, when you get a question which you are absolutely clueless. Last year it was Cyberdome. Yeah, Cyberdome. Dome. Everyone went. Dome means yeah, Taj Mahal is a dome shaped. From there, your Cyberdome came. So dome is something which is like this. So there is something cyber dome means it is related to a dome which is having some cyber equipment or infrastructure. So that is what is creative urge. So and to decorate their homes, obviously they might be living in caves. Okay, Mesolithic people also lived in caves. They wanted to decorate their houses, and one more important angle is that might be related to some rituals or fertility. Okay, so they were all natural worshippers. If we don't know if really they were worshippers or not, even if they were any worshippers, they were all natural worshippers. So natural worshippers mean there is a lot of this concept of fertility, mother goddess. Okay, you see that in Harappan age also.
Sir, it could also be for communication. Maybe they might not have language and all. Could be for communication, record keeping or something.
Yeah. We can add that angle also. Good point. For communication. They must not have had any languages. Absolutely. It could have been for communication also. You should you should kill the deer like this.
Socialization of their children.
True. Passing on something to next generation. You kill the deer like this by hitting an arrow. That might be there. Okay.
Can it be also for counting the
What counting?
number of killings they have done?
Number of
Number of kills they have done.
number of kills.
Yeah, number of kills of animals or number of people in their group whenever they
Uh, I don't think so because they actually moved as part of bands. So that bands were not homogeneous. Ki, person A to person Z will move always with that particular band. It was not like that. Okay. Bands were not homogeneous. Whenever they were, if you see, even the bands, whenever they met each other, there was some clash or something. Then people mixed and went away. Something of what we see in chimpanzees, right? You studied chimpanzees. When a group of chimpanzees come together, they either they fight a lot and ultimately they become friends and they move together. Might be that is the bands which we are talking. It's not like band A means these people are there, band B means these people are there. It was not categorized like that. Okay. So and bands were also not completely formed at that point of time. Right. So important sites. Please make okay whenever the slides come to you, please make good notes of these sites. Okay. Try to understand their location. See, whenever you are given any site, if you write it, the first line can be if a site is given Bhimbetka, Bhimbetka is in the present day Madhya Pradesh. So that itself is a very good observation. So if I'm looking at your paper and you write it like Bhimbetka is in the present day Madhya Pradesh, I know that you know Bhimbetka. Okay, where in Madhya Pradesh you need not be so accurate. Is it on Tropic of Cancer or something like that? But if you say which is in Madhya Pradesh, that means at least you're not messing it up. At the same time, if you don't know, don't write. saying that Bhimbetka is in present day Rajasthan, gone. Okay, if you know, you write. If you don't know, you don't write. But if you write, obviously you will make good effect. Just give me a minute. Sorry. So Bhimbetka in present day Madhya Pradesh, Bagor, Rajasthan. Okay, Sarai Nahar Rai, Uttar Pradesh, Paisra, Bihar, Adamgarh in Madhya Pradesh, Chupani Mando, we have discussed this site in the previous slides, UP, Kibbanhalli in Karnataka, and Nagarjuna Konda in AP. See, there might be some sites which are Paleolithic also in this. Okay, so those kind of sites you can mention both in Paleolithic as well as Mesolithic. Okay, there is no hard and fast rule that once it is in Paleolithic, it is forever Paleolithic. No, it might be a Paleolithic site, Mesolithic site, Neolithic site, and also Harappan culture. Okay, so maybe that particular area is so famous or so fertile or well gifted with resources that there was continuously some kind of human evolution in that area. Okay, so this is a map of Mesolithic sites. Luckily here you don't have any distinction like upper, middle, and lower Paleolithic. Okay, so all these sites belong to Mesolithic. Don't get confused or don't get frustrated. What are these many sites? You look at some important sites. Better always follow this approach of having one site in the north, west, east, and south. Okay, 4 or 5 sites.
Central. One in central. 5.
One in center. Good. So what it signifies is different Mesolithic sites, and they may ask also define a Mesolithic site of East India, eastern part of India. Okay. Do we never know what kind of question they can set? On their day, if they are really frustrated, they can say define a Mesolithic site in South India. Okay. Renigunta, which is the present day Tirupati. Okay. Here one site you can, and then we just discussed, right? Some Halli is there. Kippanhalli. So Kippanhalli means somewhere in Karnataka here. Okay. And then see, you have this Adamgarh here, Bhimbetka, Bagor should be somewhere here. Able to see them? Okay, so Chopani Mando was in UP. So UP means this area. Where is it? Yeah. Here it's Chopani Mando. See, Sarai Nahar Rai, near present day Bihar. Paisra, right? Just look at them for 3 or 4 times. I am sure, in fact, 101% sure you will remember at least 5 to 6 names. You look at this slide, you look at this map, try to locate these sites in this map, and in exam, you encounter Mesolithic question. It be art, it be anything, damn thing. First to draw this and dump these sites there. Points mark मिल गया वहां पर. बाद का बाद में देख लेंगे. ठीक है. First, write the basic introduction and draw the India map and dump these sites. That is over. And then now comfortably move to the other part of the question. Right? For Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, and even Harappan culture, even Chalcolithic also, that we'll discuss. Chalcolithic is very easy. Draw India map and say you draw one line like this and call it Nevasa. Draw one like this, call it Jorwe. Okay, though it looks very factual, but believe me, 3 or 4 times revision will do wonders for you people. Don't neglect it. Before we are done with archaeology, just revise it for once, just for once. That too only my slides. Don't further do any R&D. just revise these slides. Hardly it will be overall combination, maybe some 100 slides by the time we end. One slide may take you 2 minutes maximum, right? There is not a lot of content also in the slides. Maximum we are discussing only. So 2 minutes, so 200 minutes, 3 hours. Believe me, touchwood, if you all clear prelims, so this part will be a cakewalk for you. You can directly do 4 days before the exam or your mock. That is the level of confidence and assurance I am giving. Okay, fine. World sites. Okay, from Neolithic and in Neolithic and Mesolithic, you will have some world sites also where they are important. And the first one is the famous bouncer which UPSC gave this year. Okay, Natufian culture. Okay, saw this year's question paper. Anthropology paper 1, section A, first question A is Natufian culture.
As soon as the paper was out in that groups, they were like, now it's the time of public administration butchering is done. Now it's anthro butchering.
Okay, if they are butchering, okay. What can we do? We should ask them if you want to butcher us with scrapers, burins, or microliths.
But the butchering is reality, no, sir. It is like
See, actually, last year what happened is they have forcefully brought down optional weightage, optional toppers to 310, 300 across all the optionals. Okay, so
maths and physics also. That
everywhere. So 310, at least that is good practice where you have all the optionals on par. So you will respect, right? Someone who's getting 310 in anthro, maybe he is deserving. He or she, whoever it is deserving. So it's not like your optional is getting highest of 310 and other optional is getting 360. That is where the game is called unfair. But then if all the options are getting 310 highest, you'll respect that, saying that okay boss, I got 270, 280, maybe I am not that great as I used to get for 310, but I'm happy with 280. But then you realize that 280 is a very topper mark in your optional and an average mark in other optional is 330, you'll feel bad. Okay, that is where the game actually is drifting away from people who are getting IAS and people who are not getting IAS. That is the only thing. They are playing some good game.
why did
So
it take these many years for UPSC to figure that optional is not, not optional is changing that ranks and all. They might have discovered if students could discover and switch to optional. Then
see, till 2018, in fact 2019 also, 2018, yeah, Anthro was doing extremely well. 2019, all the optionals related to arts, in fact all the optionals 310, 315 was the moderated score. So now the game is in GS and essay. In fact, essay there is significant difference in marking. If you are really good in essay also, I think the scores have dropped. The toppers are, the average marks are around 130, 135 last year. Okay, I got 135, it was reasonable, but uh, even toppers were around 150 maximum. So the average was 125 to 130, that range. So above 130 was above average and above 140 was very rare. I could hardly see anyone getting 140 above in even toppers also. So you never know. These are all what we can do is what we know the best, right? Come out and just fingers crossed. वो normalization होता नहीं होता क्या है? Oh, will anthropology be butchered? But then optional is something which we have to do with passion. Okay. One good thing is all optionals are now moving towards more analytical part. Okay. It's not like do maine mein, like learn English in 30 days or learn English in Hindi in 30 days. That kind of optionals are not there. Okay, so it's good for us to. It's good for the exam also. So Natufian culture, late Mesolithic. Okay, so this year it has come. So 99% by if you are all writing into 2021 mains, it will not come unless people are desperate. But late Mesolithic and early Neolithic site in Middle East. It is near that Israel Jordan border. Okay, Israel and Jordan. Present day Israel and Jordan are there, right? So that is the Natufian culture. All you need to know about Natufian culture is this. You might be really shocked. अरे क्या बोल रहे यार वो 10 mark का question था. You are saying remaining everything is about Mesolithic age only. Microliths, blades, bone tools, harpoons. Okay, don't get shattered or don't get shocked by seeing something मैं नहीं सुना है. Only you need to know is which site or which culture that particular site belongs to. After that, your content is same. I have told this in first class. I am telling this in this class also. Your content is same. Please don't. If you just go and Google, okay, you may not believe me. Go and Google Natufian culture. Except for these two or three important words which I have used, if you find anything more in Natufian culture which is not related to Mesolithic period which we have discussed, just let me know in the next class. It is same. You see, go and search for Azilian culture. They are called Mesolithic period or Mesolithic sites because they have the pattern of Mesolithic settlements. And from first slide till 20th slide, we are studying Mesolithic settlements only. One thing you have to remember, because of the geographical differences across the world, Mesolithic as an age might differ. In India, it might be from 10,000 to 4,000 BC. In Europe, it might be from 20,000 to 15,000 BC. That we cannot guarantee. You cannot say that entire world is having Mesolithic age in the same time. No. Even in India, Mesolithic age in North India was 10,000 BC. By the time it came to south, it was around 8,000 or 5,000 BC. The same is with Neolithic age. When North India was going through Harappan civilization, in the south it was more or less Neolithic evolution. So because of the geographical timelines, this thing might be different. But once it is a Mesolithic site, it is a Mesolithic site. It follows the pattern of Mesolithic site. Got it? Vishal? So that much you remember. All you need to know about the sites is which area and what is the phase. That's all. See the Azilian culture. It is in Europe and France. Okay. Microliths. Okay. Microliths and harpoons. Right? And then Maglomasian. Europe and Scandinavian countries. They are bone and stone tools. Capsian. It is near Africa. Capsian is near Africa, and in Capsian it seems there are absence of bone tools. Right? These are the four important world sites or world cultures you can say. Natufian, Azilian, Maglomasian and Capsian. Then if Mesolithic is coming for 20 marks, write a case study. Okay. For Paleolithic, what case study are we writing? Sohan. Right? Right? For Paleolithic, we are writing Sohan case study, right?
But that this all these points are covered in, like, except for Airavati Karve and Sankalia, most of it is there.
Yeah, it is repetitive only, but you are writing with regard to a site. So you are re-establishing your points with the help of a site. Langanaj is in present day Gujarat. So immediately draw a map, write about Langanaj there, pinpoint Langanaj somewhere near, where is it actually? Near Somnath temple. Okay, it is somewhere near the Somnath temple. So put there Langanaj site, and then there is some difference. Okay, except for point 4, remaining all are different, right? Like rhino shoulder blade. So for the first time, you are finding some evidences of rhino shoulder also. Some evidences of sedentism. 7 human skeletons are recovered. Some evidences of foreign material. It was a site, so it is around 3000 BC. So you can say that this site belongs to later Mesolithic and early Neolithic. Yes, you can say so. Hmm? So these are the broad points of Langanaj.
The Neolithic started around
It was excavated
7000.
by H.D. Sankalia. Huh?
The Neolithic started around 7000.
So that's what I'm saying. Neolithic started around 5000. But there is no hard and fast rule that all the sites should follow the same timeline. Because of the geographically diverse area India has, if you see the South India, Neolithic started around 1500 BC. By the time 1500 BC, North India had Harappan civilization. In fact, it was almost over also. Okay. So in HD Sankalia answer also you can write this. It is vice versa. If the question is on HD Sankalia's contribution to Indian archaeology, write Langanaj. If the question is on Langanaj, write HD Sankalia. Because HD Sankalia is also an important archaeologist, his question is asked very frequently. So if someone is asking about Airavati Karve, women anthropologists in India, sometimes very famous question. Airavati Karve, you can write about the 4 clan rule she gave, and then the Patrick Ross, and then Airavati Karve's contributions to archaeology. Draw a small side heading, Areva. Then your answer is different. That's why I'm saying relate the topics. Airavati Karve and Indian marriage rules, anyone will write. Agree or not? Someone who is a serious aspirant of archaeology, with all due respect to all people, they'll write very good answers. But where you want to stand out is by giving such points. Airavati Karve, if you're relating to archaeology, really a standout point which any material doesn't discuss. Right? Shall we move on? Some evidences of incompletely burnt pottery.
Can you just go back to the slide once?
Okay.
Yeah.
Done, Vishal? So remember important people like H.D. Sankalia, Robert Brute Forte, and then V.S. Vakalankar. Who else? So as we take some names in our slides, try to mention that names at some point. Those will be part of your Indian anthropologists and archaeologists also. Whenever 10 marker question comes in your paper 2, it will definitely come in paper 2. You can write these also. For example, even if you don't know anything about H.D. Sankalia, you just know that he is an archaeologist, you can still write that he has contributed to archaeology, he has excavated sites, and he has contributed to Mesolithic age and all. So, Langnaj, some evidences of incompletely burnt pottery. Again, be careful here while in inferring or coming to any interpretation, because it is around 3000 BC. So it is a late Mesolithic and early Neolithic site. So maybe this pottery belongs to Neolithic age also. Okay. We have not yet concluded or not yet arrived at any conclusion which says that Mesolithic age has pottery. No. It is a site, right? See the last point. It is a site which marks the transition between Mesolithic age and Neolithic age. Right? Done with this slide? Vishal is now confident. मिल जाएगा slide मेरे को. Then we'll see. Sorry, Sunil. Huh? Previously used to write so much from slides.
So even if I write, I cannot complete by the time we shift it to the next. So I'm not writing. I'm only writing which is relevant.
No, I'm very fast. We are still taking 2 hours for 20 slides. I thought the content is quite less. Maximum we have
My
spent.
Not that way. Relative to the space with which I write, it is fast.
Okay.
I want to note that linkages also you're speaking about, because after 2 months I'll forget all this and I might not be able to transfer it.
Linkages, that's one good strategy. Linkages you can note down because slides so I say you will get right. I am sending it to you. So, and these are your notes. Believe me, this is your notes. Just take a print, and there is enough space on left, right. You just keep on adding something which you remember. Okay. Uh, yeah. It is a transition site. Okay. So the last slide is continuity as we are. So far, if you see all cultures which we are discussing is in the standard answer format we are trying to only, right? The 20 marker answer format which we are trying to understand, that broad framework in the first class which I have told you people. In that framework only we are discussing the entire content. So that when you pick up the slides, it will be very easy for you to write a 20 marker answer. From these 20 slides, you need to write 200 words. Right?
What do you suggest for any topic, not this thing, any topic we should be able to prepare for a 20 marker? Any topic in other areas and that.
For GS, it's a 15 marker.
No, not GS.
Anthropology.
Anthro only.
Anthropology, yeah,
Maximum you can prepare for is
20 marker.
20 marker.
For example, this year there was a question on thought. What are different schools of culture and personality? Mentioned two. So you write about who this Margaret Mead.
One
And,
more lady.
Margaret Mead you write, and then Margaret Mead and
Ruth
Ruth
Benedict.
Benedict.
Ruth Benedict. Ruth Benedict. First is Ruth Benedict, and then she gives about 3 schools. She tried to generalizes uh, about Zulus of Africa, South Africa, and Melanesians of Quathical Society of Canada. Okay, and then comes this lady, Margaret Mead, coming of age to Samoa. So, oh, I still remember. Good, nice. So, coming of age to Samoa, and then Venkat Mohan sir gives a very good comparison of that, how Derek Freeman, and then finally
Fieldwork debate. How you can.
how Derek Freeman and Margaret Mead fought, and then finally who is it? Paul Strunkman. Paul Strunkman. Paul Schenkman, he comes says that these two people
Both
are
are exaggerating.
idiots, they are fighting with each other. The reality is something different. Green book, revise it. Okay, fine. So, just the last slide of continuity. Prehistoric represents longest part of human past, while the Mesolithic age is associated with development of important tools like microliths and blades. They developed better subsistence strategies. They had penchant for art and aesthetics. They were hunter gatherers with domestication sometimes. The major transition from hunter gatherers to food producers marks the shift to Neolithic age. This is your conclusion for a 20-mark answer. You just write this, that fellow will be spellbound. Arre wow, what an effort he will think. Because this is how you end an answer. Okay. If you are asked about Neolithic age, if you are asking about Paleolithic age, you end on a positive note with regard to continuity. Okay, no culture or nothing will stop just like that, right? It will have some continuity. So with regard to Mesolithic, you're saying that boss, this Mesolithic is a better, it's having some improvement over Paleolithic with regard to tools, art, and subsistence. They had some kind of domestication with regard to animals, and there was a transition from slowly they were moving from hunter gatherers towards food producers, which happened in Neolithic age that we'll discuss in the next class. Okay, and so from completely nomadic life towards semi-sedentary and semi-nomadic, and then sedentary life in Neolithic. This sedentary life in Neolithic led to surplus. Surplus led to civilization, and then the rest is history. So that's how you connect the dots. How civilization evolved, why Harappan civilization came into existence. You had surplus. But why you had surplus? Because you moved towards sedentary lifestyle. The moment you came to sedentary lifestyle, you started cultivating that area more and more. So you started producing more than what is required. That is surplus, right? So the moment you had surplus, number of people confined to agriculture decreased. Your secondary occupations increased. Your carpenters, your blacksmiths, they came into existence. They started migrating. That's how your cities were created. And civilization is nothing but the evolution of cities. So that, and then the urban and rural connect through agriculture. They traded their surplus with urban culture. Even if you say this, you see the second form of civilization during Magadha, that is the Mahajanapadas, same pattern, right? It was immediately after the Iron Age. From 1000 BC to 600 BC, there was continuous increase in the sedentariness. In the later Vedic period, people started, the religion became more complicated, and there was a chiefdom where king used to collect the taxes. Okay, the egalitarian society became more centralized society, and the power belonged to one who had more land. Yes or no? Land was proportional to power or not? So that's how you try to interlink various issues, and then that's how your answer should flow also. Who is the king? Tell me. The Kshatriya or whatever it is they are saying. The king is one who's controlling the land, right? His army, his everything is going and collecting tax from land and tax from the peasant and coming back. What are the wars fought on? They are fought for land. So the moment sedentary lifestyle started, from there everything started. Even today, this phenomena is there. What is India and China fighting war? A place which is not at all inhabited. With all due respect, no one stays in Pongsong or whatever that lake is. And finger 5, finger 6, no one knows what is that finger 5, finger 6, and there is a lot of army mobilization between India and China for that piece of land. And this land was basis for nationalism, the geographical entity, India map, that bend, the twist. So that's how the evolution happened. The domestication of plants, the sedentary lifestyle, and now we are super sedentary, right? Remote is there for everything, and even remote also hand doesn't take it. It's the legs which kicks the remote towards the hand. Okay. and and then it should come to that 1 meter distance. नहीं तो पाँव से ऐसा will come it. So super sedentary lifestyle. Fine. So that's about today's class. What's the time? Okay, it's 8:30. Just we'll take 5 minutes of doubts and then close. Yeah, 5 minutes. We'll just take doubts and then I'll send the PPT before the next class. So hopefully the one wonderful thing which I found out is when I gave short notice of 2 hours, I had better attendance. When I gave a notice of 1.5 day, Meena is missing from the class. Her name is what? Preeti Meena, right? Preeti. Preeti is missing from the class. Other people are seeing the PPTs. Hi to them. So I could see that attendance, everyone is going through the class. There are some other people, right, in this archaeology section. So please do attend the classes if possible.
I have one doubt.
Yeah, Sunil.
Yeah, this is regarding GS.
Yes, okay. Mm-hmm.
GS, we can get question from anywhere, right? For which we do not have any idea. So how do you tackle that?
That's what is talking about the creative urge of human beings. See, actually, that does happen, Sunil. One good thing what I observed is my most of the questions are on GS while I am teaching archaeology. So I'm really happy that my archaeology is understood by all you people. But then, yeah, see, if you are a well prepared candidate, with all due honesty, I'm telling you, 10,000 people write prelims. Okay, out of that, if you are a well prepared candidate and if you are finding that one question is tough to you, be rest assured that at least 9,000 people find it tougher. Okay. You see, last year toppers also. Some toppers are genuine. They're honest, saying that we did not know this question and we just wrote what we thought is the answer. So even toppers do that. Toppers नहीं ऊपर से नहीं पढ़ते यार, वो लोग भी आपके तरह क्लास सुनते रहते या मेरे तरह क्लास पढ़ाते रहते. तो it can be either or. So what I'm saying is 2019 there was a question of cyber dome. No one knew it. I also did not know it. So but then uh, that question generally you have to write at the last. Don't spend too much time on that because that's a tough question. Everyone will use some kind of creativity. Examiner also knows it. He'll just laugh at our answers and move on. Hey, क्या लिख दिया बंदा? Dome मतलब dome is something. People have drawn the dome. You can imagine. People have drawn the dome. What is cyber dome? It's a server kind of thing, whatever it is. What is a server means? Server is a nodal point, right? From there you're having entire data stored at server. So if someone is asking you what is server, if you draw a server's uh, this thing, it's really uh, this thing.
So
So
why just not leave it then if you don't know it?
see, leaving can be an option if you are falling short of time. Okay, but cyber dome, if you are well prepared, you know what is a cyber. Cyber thing means it's something related to IT infrastructure and all. So at least my strategy. There are people who leave the answers. Okay, with all
Do
due
you think
respect to people.
examiners will really give mark for irrelevant thing like you draw dome and
No, see, irrelevant means if cyber dome is coming in the question and you are writing about a cow, then it is irrelevant. Okay, there was one famous study. Uh, if you people have some time, I'll connect from my mobile, because my laptop charging is done and it's not getting charged. Let me see if I'm able to connect from my mobile. The online class, it has come tomorrow, right? It has come yesterday, sorry. It's getting downloaded. So if you are speaking about something which is completely irrelevant to the question, then it doesn't make sense to attempt that. But even if you know it remotely, Cyberdome, I think we all know it, right? We all know it to certain extent. Key, what is Cyberdome? It should be something related to some central point where this data or something is happening there. So 1 minute. I have come online again, right? With one more this thing.
Recording in progress.
I think it will maybe mess up the recording.
No, one sir can mute this one, can be muted, and sir can speak from other thing. I don't know. I'll check
Yeah,
it.
one device needs to be muted out.
It's fine now. I'm visible here.
Yes, sir.
The recording is still in progress, right?
Yes.
The recording is in progress. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So just give me a minute. Just give me a minute.
Amma?
Yeah. So such questions, what if you have some remote idea of what to attempt, and if you have some content about those questions, you can attempt them. No harm in attempting them. That much I feel, because you can write about Cyberdome, right? All said and done, you read about so much about cyber technology, cyber aspects in your science and technology. And if the question is on Cyberdome, you can definitely write them. Yes, what else?
So in GS1 also, the questions in architecture, they are also creative and unleashing only.
You mean to say this year questions?
I find every year our questions on art and architecture like that only.
See, that's what
Except
I
for
told
that
you.
Gandhara, Madura, and something where you generally have content. If you have to trace, so just imagining what they have thought and creating geographical dimensions, all I don't know what is it. How people do it, I get scared.
See, again, that's what I told in the first class. Basics when we are discussing. Don't neglect the ancient and medieval part of the history. Okay, till 2016-17, somehow people could manage by reading Nitin Singhania, because your entire because the entire part of art and architecture was being covered from Nitin Singhania. But now the focus is on NCRTs. Okay. If you see the mains questions also, they are by and large from NCRTs only. So do the NCRTs. There are certain important topics. So to start with, now Nitin Singhania is the beginner's book. Okay, it's not the advanced book. You can have Nitin Singhania as a beginner book. Read it once or twice to have some basics about art and architecture. From there, you should go back to NCRTs.
Okay, because this year questions also, last year there was a question on Gupta coins. Okay, this year question there was a question on rock architecture of Ajanta, rock architecture of India, and then there was one question on Persian scholars.
The first chapter of second NCERT, the medieval NCERT.
In fact, in our first class of archaeology, we did literary sources and coins. So the art and architecture is important for prelims also. Don't even in your casual approach or whatever it is, don't neglect art and architecture.
So it is
For-
not about neglecting, just you only know that the 1-2 points.
It's
And
okay.
how you can expand if it is a 15 marker, writing 3 sides is like is not is something I cannot, how to expand that. So that
If
is
the
what,
question is on Dravidian architecture, okay, you have the content, right?
that one I
You
can
can, if the question is on Nagara architecture, you have
I can
content.
write.
So you mean to say that I have content for the topics which I saw in Nitin Singhania, for other
No,
issues I
not
don't
like,
have?
no, sir. No. See, one of the practice question I did was, what do you tell about Indus Valley civilization from its script? I only know that it is in reverse order. I only know that it is pictographic. I only know that term bows, throw, on something snake-like. I only know this much. What to do, sir, with
Right.
that?
So you can always say that the script was embedded on seals.
Hmm.
Seals were used for trade.
Hmm.
So from there you can relate Indus Valley to Mesopotamia. So you
Hmm.
can say that from that we can get to know. See, it looks silly, but am I not making any sense here? Because it's a fact. You don't know the script, right? But you know that the script was engraved on seals, and you know that seals were used as part of the trade. From trade, you are knowing that they had very good naval capability. So you're connecting. See, your answer is only expanding in a logical way. You're not expanding your answer in an irrational way. Your content is coming from what you have studied and what you know. You are not writing some. See, when you will not make any sense is, if the question is on Indus Valley, if you're writing about Iron Age, it doesn't make any sense. Or if you're writing about Aryans. But when the script itself is not deciphered, first of all, such questions will not be found by UPSC. It might be used in.
The series it's there. I just got
See,
scared.
someone has to make a question in some portal and call it daily answer rating, and some 100 students have to upload the question. When entire universe knows that Indus Valley civilization script is not deciphered, if some gentleman or great person is asking you what will you decipher from Indus Valley civilization script, doesn't make sense. At least UPS questions, I can be very confident with regard to prelims also. They make lot of sense. Okay, in that regard, you have to respect the examiner and exam. Except 1 or 2 questions, okay, it's human error. Okay, that much you can give the benefit of doubt to UPSC, but it is not like some random. No one will ask you what is the distance between Delhi and Hyderabad if you come from Nagaland, if you come from like this. They might ask you how many states you pass through when come from Delhi and Hyderabad. That is a logical question. Okay, people there who sit there, it passes through multiple levels of scrutiny. So the questions will not be such meaningless. I don't know where you have seen that question, but if I were the examiner, I have set lot of questions for archaeology and art, architecture, and history, but I have never asked what did you decipher from Indus Valley script, because the great archaeologists only could not decipher. Who are you and me to decipher? We are
Exactly.
generalists, not specialists, right?
Yes. So, sir, what do you suggest how to use this test series, sir? I mean,
Which one?
I don't know. I have enrolled in IAS Baba. I find IAS Baba a bit better than Insights. At least they give a bit better than Insights. I don't know. Insights complicates things. The tag is simplifying IAS, but it complicates things, I feel.
Now I get to understand your question. First question, I have seen the synopsis. They have given 10 pages. 10 pages. I have seen that synopsis.
I will never have that content. I wrote some answers. It was on how do you compare constitutional debates, constituent assembly debates with the modern day parliamentary debates. I think I wrote some, there was consensus, and here it is, they're not discussing and passing it all. And I gave this recent bills example. I could only establish that much links. And in synopsis, I say he gave Sham Prasad Mukherjee's quote and all that. In my wildest dreams also, I cannot gather that content.
So that's what I'm saying. Even the person who has written that answer or synopsis cannot write that kind of answer. Okay. Sham Prasad Mukherjee's quotations. Okay. Throughout our polity preparation, at max we come across B.R. Ambedkar's quotations regarding the Article 32. Okay. Regarding the misuse of Article 356 and regarding Jawaharlal Nehru's definition on Rajya Sabha. Okay, such quotations. In fact, this year there was a question on Rajya Sabha importance when compared to Lok Sabha. So there you can use quotations of Nehru. Okay, Nehru is one of the founding fathers of India. He was the first prime minister and ruled for. He was there almost for 10 years. So he gave a lot of principles and quotations. Those are valid. Now, in the first Constituent Assembly, 350 people are there. What every person said, that we don't know. If you keep and Google for that answer, maybe you'll get a content. But it's not about Googling, right? What you studied, you have to write. So don't be worried about that synopsis and all. I've seen that synopsis. Sometimes it goes over the board. But the demand of the question is, what is your name? And they start from your fourth grandfather. Then it makes no sense.
Even for as a simple question like ordinance and the misuse of it, they gave so much. I don't know.
See, for ordinance type of questions, you need to write Article 123 and 213 of state provisions, and then you need to give some standard case studies like Krishna Kumar versus Bihar Cooper case. Like that 2 or 3 you need to know.
They gave 15 cases, Supreme Court cases only they gave.
You ask even Anudeep Durishetty also, he will not write so many. Okay. So it's not like how much you write, it's about the quality. That's all. It's about
also
quality.
The way they structure and I structure is different, I feel. I can establish
it shouldn't matter as long as see for any question, be it GS or your optional also, intro, body, conclusion. Okay, in some questions you will have way forward. Again, some people have this bad habit of writing way forward for every question. If someone is asking you what is cyclone, in that what will you write way forward? If someone is asking you what is an earthquake, in that also will you write a way forward?
Preparedness, you can write if you want to write.
Cyclone as a disaster you can write if it's coming in paper 1. What are the geographical phenomena causing cyclones? If this is a question, what is your way
Understanding the geographical phenomena will help us better prepared to handle this.
Don't see, no one has a model answer of UPSC. Okay, it worked out for some topper in that particular year. He came openly, he or she, whoever it is, came openly and told, I did write like this and this has worked out for me. And now that was replicated over 2 or 3 years. For some it worked out, for some it did not work out. So I am being again clear. Be that have your own approach. What works for Shweta may not work for Sunil or Vishal or Gayatri, and it is vice versa also. And bring yourself out. You are all written university exams. Shweta is an engineer. Sunil, you are an engineer. Vishal. So you people have written 49 subjects in 4 years. Okay, this is all about 7 subjects in 1 year.
If it is only that simple.
No, it's okay. But Engineering was not that simple also.
Sir,
Only thing is,
as simple as saying 7 subjects in a year.
yeah, correct. So I'm saying that have your originality. At least even today, we have to assume that UPSC respects originality, or else there is no respect for this exam at all. Okay, since you are aspirants, you be don't go by this theories of they might butcher this optional. I know they might ruin anthropology. Should I miss anthropology? Should I skip anthropology, go for sociology? These are all myths. In anthropology, you read already myth, right? What is a myth which doesn't have any basis? Okay, so be a scientific person, move towards postmodernism, reject lot of facts. Okay, so anthropology has helped you in approaching the overall UPSC also. Move towards postmodernism. What does postmodernism say? Reject facts because they may not be facts at all. So move towards postmodernism. Like, don't care about what people say. Will my option be butchered? Will prelims be very tough? Prelims is going to be tough. Okay, I am telling you, it's going to be equally tough as 2020. Don't expect anything less than 2020 paper. Be prepared for the worst. Mains may, okay, I did not answer Cyber Dome. This year, anthropology paper 1, Natufian culture. Everyone came out of the exam speaking about Natufian. It was 10 marks, boss. What about the remaining 240? Did you rock? Are you so confident that you are getting 90% out of 240 and bothering only about a 10 marker? I mean, see, that's what I'm saying. You need to score 56% to be the top, right? That in that 56%, you have to get around 70 to 80% in your interview only. So all you need to get is 51, 52% in your mains. That is out of 1750 marks. If you're getting 900 marks, be rest assured if you get 150, 160 in interview, you are in top 50. So 900 marks means it is obviously how much? Some 55%. That's all. And there are very people who know how UPSC is going to mark everything. People are writing those synopsises in those famous websites are someone who has attempted the exam once or twice maximum. Okay, don't go. At least toppers will never come and write synopsises for those websites, right? That much we are sure. Someone who has cleared the exam will never write. Someone who has not cleared or who's not that experienced may write. And that much content, I don't think anyone will able to be producing in the exam hall. And it only it demotivates you. If you also see
My burnout is a result of that only. I got panicked and after seeing that synopsis and my answers.
Lakshmikant, that's all. Okay. Anything else? Sunil,
For this,
Vishal?
sir, internal security and all. which are
Tomorrow
not-
you have current affairs class with sir, right?
Hmm.
Who is giving the mock tomorrow? I may join the class tomorrow. Let's see. Shweta is not there. I saw Sunil is part of that class. Yeah. Vishal is there. Vishal has asked some doubts in that class also. He asked about R0 in the first class. I remember. Sunil was asking some doubts. Gayatri was asking something. You are not part of that course, right, Shweta? Current affairs?
Yes, I'm not.
Okay. Fine. What else? Shall we close the class?
Yes, sir.
So next again we'll meet in Neolithic age. Okay. Neolithic age के बाद में there will be 2 classes. Okay, I thought I'll finish it off in 5, but I want to make it really really easy for you people. So let it go for 1 or 2 classes more. I don't mind, but our notes should be more than sufficient. As I told, 8 out of 10 questions you should be able to attempt from my notes or the slides which we are discussing. So that is our target. Let's go slow, but we are not in panic. The notification is not yet out, but the examination date stays. Okay, so be prepared. You'll have very little time after notification. 27th June is your exam. March, April, May. 100 days. Pakka for prelims. Prelims is the most important. I'll talk to sir. I'll ask him if he has any idea for any prelims like session, or if he wants me to take any session. I'll just ask him. Okay.
Sir,
So
can we also discuss some previous year's questions of the topics, maybe of whatever we discussed so far?
yeah, we'll do that in our discussion class. Okay. I'll just give you some couple of questions or 5-6 questions, and sir has given you that booklet, Anthro booklet. PDF copy has sent you previous year questions. How to prepare for Anthro, one PDF is there.
We got it. I did not send PDF, but we got it.
We got
All
it.
of you have?
Yes.
No, just ask for that PDF, how to prepare for Anthro. Sir and some of his students have done really very good compilation of some 250, 300 questions. My video got cut in between?
No.
Okay. So sir and some of his students have done some 250 questions or some 300 previous questions. There's a PDF booklet. Sir can post it there. I think this year it was updated or not, I don't know. No issue. Even if that PDF is not there, at least for last 2017, 18, 19, you can download from UPSC website, and in the discussion class, you just see the questions. Vishal, you just see the questions, and just before the last class, when we'll have the discussion or doubt session, right? You just see the questions and you look at our slides and the framework. And then if there are any doubts, then we will definitely discuss couple of questions.
I had a look at this ethno-archaeology questions, and I just wanted to get your views on how to approach them, because I think we have around a page of say notes, and they seemed a bit more dynamic to me. Maybe some examples or how to approach is what I am looking for. Maybe we have already discussed in Venkat sir's classes. We connection and all. I just wanted to have some idea.
Sure. See, ethnoarchaeology is our slides, and we have discussed one case study of Carnelian beads, right? So if it's a 10 marker, you can write a small this thing, or if it's a this, you can write about criticism, how we cannot conclude based on ethnoarchaeology and all. So let's discuss, no problem. We'll have the discussion class, and for whatever topics we are finishing, you try to look at the previous year questions. Okay, if some I'm again saying that you might be able to attempt most of the questions. If there is one odd question about a particular site or a particular question, like maybe ethnoarchaeology, where your approach, you are unable to find the right approach for that, just let me know.
So there is this one question on importance of technology in prehistory. So the first class,
Importance of technology in
prehistory, the dating methods and all that. You should be writing that.
I did not get you. Importance of technology in predating.
Prehistory. You should be writing all dating methods.
Yeah, prehistory, yes. You can write about the dating technologies. You can write about stratigraphy, excavations. You can write about horizontal and vertical excavations. You can write about carbon 4 dating technique. Prehistory is nothing but your dating techniques, because the moment you have history, what is history? History is something which is written. If it is written, you are able to decipher it.
Is there the question asking what was the technology in prehistory rather than how can we reach there? understand.
Sorry, is it the question?
Isn't the question asking about what technology was there in a prehistory, and rather than how can we understand prehistory?
So from her question, I understood she's asking about how we are understanding. If it is about technology of prehistory, then our slides are there, right?
Importance
Technology
of
during.
technology in prehistory. Question is
Sorry.
importance of technology in prehistory.
In prehistory. So you have the slides. We had various stone technologies, tool technology.
So there is chance like Sunil interpretation can be right. My interpretation also.
This is a
can be
previous
right.
year question.
Yes, sir. 2010.
2010. Importance of technology in prehistory.
Hmm. I think
So
it is
I
because
take it the
it
Sunil way only. I take it the Sunil way only because they are not saying that how we are able to state.
understanding.
Yeah, Sunil's interpretation is only correct because they are asking what is the importance of technology in prehistory. So what was the importance of technology in prehistory? It was like for hunting the animals, they had technology, right? For gathering, they had the sharp tools and all. So importance of technology in that prehistory is by and large about the tools and the tool technology being used there.
So, but they say that you have to trace it to syllabus, and the syllabus heading is principles of prehistory, historic archaeology, chronology, relative and absolute dating methods.
Okay.
If that way, then it will. I don't know.
But then for this question, I think we have to go with what is the technology used in prehistory only. That is the interpretation. Right? So shall we close? Okay, we'll meet next class for Neolithic age. Okay, I'll just give you the notice maybe in next week. And then we'll have one class on megalithic burials and also the Chalcolithic age. And our final class will be in Harappa. So let's try to close it max to max by this month end. So that is a target. And we'll have the discussion. Okay. Yeah. Bye guys.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Good night.